Richie Rich, how are you, man?
Sam,
Sam?
what's going on, man?
Good, good, good. Listen, I know it's late year end, but I've got all the energy tonight, like my end. I think it's later in my day, so I don't know. I don't know. How are you, man? How's it going?
I'm good. I'm sorry, guys. This is a pre-record today, only because I'm flying off to Sydney tomorrow, and I'm decided not to take my computer with me. And just to pre-frame to you guys, I know we were supposed to have Rocco on the show this week. I had a chat with him because we were going to hypnotize him by Sam, but we're going to do it in either next week or the week after. But the reason why it's late, and the good news, and
I love the way you use the word "but" because it negates everything that came before it. So
however,
we'll
is a
focus
better
on
word.
this show. We'll focus on this.
Patrick Cripps has won the Brownlow medal, and not only did he win it, he created a record. Never ever in history. The guy's averaged. This is crazy. I got a message from Vince Lochisano. I'm going to read this out to you. It's what's unbelievable. He's saying he got 45 votes in 23 matches. It's an average of 2 votes in every game. That will never, ever be beaten in a lifetime. It's unreal. Like, he killed it. Like, he got like 11 games. I think he got best on ground, like 3 votes. It's. I've been watching it since as a kid. No one's ever really gone over 30 votes. The guy went 45. Like, it's crazy. So go Blues. That's the captain of Carlton, and we're very, very happy. And
That's
3
really good.
votes, Peak Rips. All right,
That's really good.
let's do our formalities. Okay, this is the change room. Did we mention that? I'm forgetting. No, we didn't.
No.
We didn't. This is the change room. Mindful chats for the game of life. Now, today on our pre-record, we're going off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Okay, so what's today's topic?
Listen, we were toying. Yeah, it's. Listen, it's either it's a toss-up. Yeah, it's like this could be a sign, or from bad to great, or when shit hits.
I think this could be a sign.
Could be a sign.
I think this. So I'm going to just write the Rocco and say this episode, this week's episode. Yeah, go. You can talk about
it. You're actually preparing for this Thursday, where you watching right now. You're actually seeing the prep work on how we prepare in advance of the show, like in real time. I love it.
In Arabic, we say as-sariya. So this week's episode, this can be a sign.
This
pre-recorded. Okay. So, a good segue out of that. When the Carlton captain wins the Brownlow, is that a sign? This could be a sign. Is that what you mean, or what are you talking about?
Yeah. Could be. Maybe we could listen. Maybe we could use that graphic as well for the episode. Hold on. We're episode 30 now. Man, that's fantastic. Isn't that a sign? Like on episode 30. Unbelievable.
Oh,
man.
God. No, I'm so wrapped. It's really good. But before we go into the topic, let's say a big shout out and thank you. We are brought to you by the Jumper Punch channel. We still haven't decided 100%. I know we're going to keep on going or not, but you can tell us in the comments. Mars, Polo, and Rocco every week. Thank you for that. A big shout out to the Carlton coin, our friend Urg, constantly supporting us. Lovely guy, and that coin's just going up and up and up and up.
Yeah.
So, but the promotion is off, so I can't show that promotion. I don't have the thing, but yeah. And then one more thing, if I may, because I shamelessly plug this. Those who haven't received that, but the book is out. And if you haven't got your copy, do so. We'd love your support. I hope it inspires people. It's some leadership lessons from the world of music.
Okay. That's amazing. That's amazing. You've done some fantastic work in that book.
Did you read it?
So, yeah. I've started reading it. I haven't finished it yet, but I can tell from the beginning. It sounds like you put your whole heart and soul into it, which is fantastic.
I did. So I hope people enjoy. All right. So this could be a sign. Actually, I almost feel like that book is a bit of a sign for me, to be honest. I feel like I'm playing a chapter on the music business, to be honest. Get the metaphor chapter? You got it?
Yeah.
Did you get it? Because I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I guess so.
Talking the guy that said he's got heaps of energy today. I'm not sure about that, but anyway. All right, this could be a sign. So let's just start with the segue of what happened with the Carlton, and then let's talk about some business things and some life things. This whole book, by the way, talks about so many different signs that I thought this could be a sign that it's over, and it was just the beginning. So on many times, and I'll you know what, we'll read a chapter here. I'm sure that one of the chapters, like one of the topics, pick a random number, chat or whatever. No, I can't do it. It's pre-recorded. Pick a random number. I'll pick out something, and I'm sure it'll be a sign.
Listen, that's really interesting that you mentioned that. There's a chapter of life. You open one, you close one, and I think you kind of touched on something really important. I think that's a good kind of starting point for today's episode on chapters. I think everyone has chapters in their book, and the question is whether you think it's over for you or you're just beginning. And I think that's a key takeaway, Rash, and I'm happy that you mentioned it because it's just another chapter in your book. And if you remember, Ken Hunter actually said the same thing. He said, when you go through failures or losses or sickness or illness, it's just another chapter. That's it. You could rewrite future chapters of you getting better and things looking up. Now, yes, it sounds easy than it is, but at least you make that attempt, because they are chapters if you think about it. When you look back at your life, there's just so much we can look back on and say, well, I remember that era or that time, which is another chapter of your life where you say, wow, I took it so seriously. And when you look back, you kind of chuckle or, laugh about it or giggle about it and say, wow, why did I take it so seriously? It could be anything. So I think we shouldn't take anything really that serious unless it's has anything to do with our health or our loved ones. But apart from that inner circle, there's really no purpose to it. Really, it's just a time waster.
It's what we place on it. When I think what I'm saying to you about the book and stuff, to be honest, like I feel like it's I wouldn't say the final chapter, but I feel like it's that book is sort of like metaphorically for me is like the final chapter of what I was in the business. It could whether that goes somewhere else but that career and the way I did it for so long for me now feels like that's done, and that now is written in history by me of the way I see it. You know what I mean? So,
well, that's exactly the point. It's the way you see it. So if you're seeing it that way, you could rewrite something in your chapter, make it sound good, give it a nice ending in that chapter. So, which is amazing. And I just thought I'd make a little, quick segue. The lighting today on me, I think it's because it's later in the day, is actually really good, bro. What do you think?
Is
it? What about the sound?
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. Can you hear me pretty well? Is my speaking?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Whilst you're doing that segue, I just wanted to go back to because I like to put things back in order somehow, some way, in my own way. This could be a sign, and for our Blue Bagger supporters that are watching and stuff, the guy just won his second Brownlow. They're hard to win one. He's won his second, so it's dual, right? His captain, fantastic. This could be a sign that it inspires the rest of the team to go, that's our leader. How proud. He created records. Could be a sign to get him into, and he said a couple of things in his speech, and he was saying about what did he say? He was talking about the coach and how the coach is his mentor, and we got you back, we're behind you all the way. And he started talking about the Blues, and he was talking about that, we're a good, what he said today, which was really interesting. He said, we're a good team but that's what did he say? He said, we're a good team, but we're striving to become a great team.
That's exactly. That's it. That's perfect. That's perfect.
That's what
exactly
he said.
The inspiration for the show. That's exactly the inspiration for today's show. It's like, how can you build on wins, build on those wins? And I think that the captain winning, that is such an achievement and message where you can build on that. And I hope it resonates throughout the club and picks up the some new momentum moving forward, because that's how it's created, right? When they say there's no point in dwelling, because that's not going to really solve anything, right? And it's exactly those times when finish dwelling, that's not going to really, it's like worrying, like no amount of worry is going to fix anything moving forward until such time you actually can translate that or alchemize that into something more, powerful, more meaningful, that will allow you to, create more momentum moving forward. So that's the reason we picked, or me and Rash were talking about creating this episode. How do we take something and turn it around for the future? And that applies to losses, rejections, even health, believe it or not.
Even positive successes. Like our show made a turn, This Is a Sign, after the Ken Hunter show. Our numbers just went like that. And then we get Rocco and
Yeah, but don't forget, Rash, we're also showing up every week, and we're sharing.
I know, but people don't need to watch. If some people wouldn't be interested, but the feedback I'm getting, which This Is the Sign, is that I think Ergie says to me, you guys are the intellectual show on the Carlton channel, and the feedback I get is that we're different, and that's good, and we offer something a little bit unique, and if people like that, great. If you don't like it, it's okay. It's a DJ metaphor, I don't have to play every single song that you like, but if a majority of you guys like it, great. And if none of you like it, well, then I got no more DJ gig, I got to look
we just keep going. We just keep going until you do like it.
All right, cool. All right, so I want to talk about a couple of instances that were This Is a Sign. Like, do you have some examples where you might have dealt with someone and then it gave you a sign that you were going, right, this is the pivotal point. If things don't change now, I can see something going really bad.
Yeah, I do. I have several. I have several of those. I mean, when I was speaking with certain clients, well, they'll look, I'm thinking in the back of my mind that, they're probably not getting it, or this is not going to be a great ending to that experience of coaching their team. And these things catch me like from surprise. And then they'd say, CEO says, I heard a few of our senior management are really enjoying this process. These are the people that were very difficult to change, actually coming back saying, this is really interesting and new. And they've already started implementing some steps on, changing and transforming their teams and the culture. And, I didn't expect it. I really didn't. I actually thought things were not going as well as I'd like them to. But they actually changed for the much better. So it very much increased, beyond my expectations. So those are elements. Other times when I throw the question, like, why are you coming to see a coach? Like, why is it now? Why is it happening now? Like, what was that decision that you took? And the
Don't
moment
you think that had a sign?
Yeah. The moment you ask that question, they go back to their subconscious and like, you know what? I think this was a sign that enough is enough. Like, I really need to do something in my life to change. So they took that as a sign, right? So I think when we talk about signs, it's, am I aware when they happen? Am I aware in that place where they show up? Am I looking and thinking and saying, you know what? This could be a message from the universe, the galaxy, from whatever, if you believe in that stuff from God, whatever. But there's a certain message where the moment you perceive it and give it that meaning, that it's a sign that is trying to nudge you in a direction to help you, the moment you capitalize on that, things begin to change. And that's the sign we're referring to, right?
Can I give you an example? Good example is when the doctor says to you, when you have your checkup, and he says, you're obese, you got high blood pressure, you have anxiety, and whatever medical condition you might have, usually he's giving you the sign, right? Because of the feedback, just like what we were talking about last week. Then the penny drops with you and says, all right, this is a sign. I need to change the way I do things, and what we're talking about with this particular, and I think this is another really important topic, is that whether that comes to you from a third party like a doctor, or you might be doing some things illegal and the police officer gives you a sign, right? But whatever it is, sometimes you get it from a third party, or a friend might tell you something that you're doing wrong or whatever. It's a sign, or that you pick up on your sign. But usually that sign leads to change. And I'm sure there's people in this, in the chat room that are watching. And it's not like none of us have problems. We all have the problems. But when are you going to be ready to go out there, see the signs? Because the signs are there most times, not all the time, but most times there's signs out there. You're getting signals. It's all out there. If you're not happy with the way things are happening, then it's a sign for you to change. And so many times, and I want to say this, like, where I'm going to get a little bit philosophical, is that so many times we're focusing on the future, Sam, right? And you always keep me grounded. I'm like, sometimes we'll talk and go, I'll say to you, we're going to do episode 50 together. Or like you go to, hold on, I'm going, well, the numbers are going like this. You go to, hold on, just enjoy the moment. Keep on just really enjoying and being present in the moment. That's the best advice I was given. I'd like to share that when you enjoy the moment, it's so much different. And maybe you could talk about how breathing and what you do with breathing. So we're going to go a little bit like this, how breathing gets you in the moment.
Right. No, I think that's right. But before I do, I wanted to talk briefly about the definition of a sign. This could be like a message. It could be like a message, something that you assign it. Okay? Interesting. Assign and sign. Did you get that one?
Yeah.
So when you assign it something, whatever it is or what it means to you, then that's going to nudge you. But before that, are you open to these kind of things? Because if you're not, then it's very likely that event will probably happen again. It's like people meeting the same kind of people. If they're dating, they meet different faces, but they're the same people, essentially. And it's knowing when to look for certain signs that will nudge you in that direction. What was the other thing you wanted to touch on, Rash? Sorry, you said.
No, I've got another one. I forgot what I said. What did I say? But I've got another one that's come to my mind with the sign. What was I saying? Yeah, I was talking about the breathing and how the breathing gives you and how that gets you into the moment. I'm going a little bit off topic, but maybe you can explain some morning rituals, and then I want to talk about. Remind me after that to go into straight to Patrick Cripps and the sign, because I've got an interesting point on that.
Great. Listen, we've got another probably 10 to 12 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about being more self-aware in the moment, you could do that in a variety of ways. The first way could be breathing and grounding yourself in that moment. And when I say grounding, that means just take a few deep breaths. Okay, so in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then what happens is it calms down your thinking mind a little bit. So you move from a beta brainwave down to an alpha brainwave. By the way, this has a lot to do with hypnosis. Yeah. We're not doing any hypnosis right now, but you're just relaxing into the moment. And the moment you start to relax into the moment, you're going to start to feel that You could think clearly. You can act better. You ideas will come to you, right? And you don't have this preconceived notion about anything. You won't jump to conclusions. So that's a perfect place to train yourself using devices like breathing. You can even stare and focus at one point. Okay,
Yeah.
you can do this right now if you're kind of seated in your house.
Really good exercise. Really good exercise, guys. Listen to this guy. I'm telling you, if you really take in the words that Sam's saying, this is a real game changer. It's when you can, like a point, you focus on it and you practice. And this is what we do with mental elite fitness coaching, right? That we do with footballers or sports people or CEOs, is teaching them how to use that muscle in your brain to focus.
And so when you focus on one thing, that's another approach or technique or device. Just focus on it and make sure when you focus on something, one point, that it's above the horizontal plane of your eyesight. So it's always looking up. Focus up. And the more you focus there at one point, within probably anywhere between 3-5 seconds, maybe even 10 seconds, you can actually now defocus. And when you defocus, okay, it's almost like you're looking at either side from your periphery. You begin to actually enter a nice calm state.
I feel like I'm in a state now, in a hypnotic state, the way you're talking.
I'm being honest. Exactly. And as you do that, you go deeper, you'll start to get more ideas, you'll start to calm down, you'll start to feel better, you'll get more solutions to problems. And really, that's what we call more of a healthy baseline for top performance. That's the place where, if you notice those players, if you look at certain players, they're in the zone. That's a quick, surefire way to get back in the zone, to get into your body, to get into a point where you're not doing so much thinking anymore, but you're calming everything down to a point where you can act and move and do whatever automatically without having to think about it. And by doing that, you can get more solutions, you can get more resources. They're all access points. And that's what we do when we teach our clients for being a top performer, coming up with solutions, ideas, creativity. The list goes on and on.
Can I just say, and I'm going to go into the footy good segue. Those of you who watched the final last week between Brisbane and who was it? Brisbane played GWS, was it? They come back. No. Oh my God, I've gone blank.
This is valuable airtime, Rash. I know you're getting
No, I know, but it's valuable what I'm going to tell you. Oh my God, I've just gone blank. That's weird. But the reason why is what I'm saying is, here we go, against the Cats. The coach I've seen him be hot-headed on the thing. The guy, when there was 4 minutes to go, the camera's on him. He's absolutely calm, chewing his gum, and he's calm, and he made the right decisions, and they did it. I want to say one thing, the segue before I forget. I was trying to get to the breathing. There's two things I want to say. The importance of breathing and focusing on your breathing to be in the moment, right? That's the point. This is what I'm trying to say. Anytime you're stressed out, just try and focus on your breathing. Maybe we'll teach our audience down the track some of the mental exercises they can do that can significantly help your life. And there's people out there that are in our chat and watch us either live or delayed, that have probably got problems. They want to reach out, and they're still waiting for the signs. Sometimes there's small signs, and then sometimes there's a big sign. And I'm trying to say is, don't wait for the big signs. There's signs out there. Go out there.
Listen, I mean, this show by itself is a sign, if you want to look at it that way. You know what I mean? By tuning in, watching the show, if there's something important to you, this can be a sign. I'm just saying there's just so many things around you. The moment you focus on one thing and it attracts your attention, you could look at it, give it meaning, and all of a sudden it becomes a message, a sign, a signal, an indication, a detour, a pivot, or whatever you want to call it. You could use anything if there's something that you want to change so badly, something that you desperately want to get better at. And I encourage you and I implore you to actually think in those ways, because if you want to fix something, be it health, relationships, better performance in anywhere, you could just focus on something, give it a meaning, and say, you know what? This, you listening to this right now, could be a sign for you. And if it is, do something about it. You know what I mean? Reach out, do something. Start with one small step, take a decision.
Beautiful. All right. I'm going to give you this final point, and then I think we'll wrap up after that. I know you don't like me saying wrapping up, but I'm just saying.
We're doing it.
I say it anyway. Today's result, or today, because it's Monday and this show will come out on Thursday, but it's Monday night, and Patrick Cripps, the captain, fantastic, won the Brownlow. That's a sign. There's a couple of things that gives me the indication. Yes, all Carlton supporters would be happy to go, oh, well, we did shit in the finals, but you know what? Captain Cripper won the best player.
Right.
That to me says a couple of things. And if you haven't witnessed the sign, well, let me give you the signs right now. That sign says you are too reliant on one player. Why is one player, as good as he is getting you 3 votes, and is not someone else getting closer to him as another number 2 or number 3 or number 4 to pinch votes off him? So that to me is a sign that if I was the coach, I'd be saying, great, well done on your individual award. That's not good enough as a team. That shows that he's miles ahead and the rest of you are way behind.
Right.
Do you agree to that? Okay, I'm not feeling the love. I'm just telling you. I'm going to do the banter with you now. I'm just telling you. I'm feeling like you zoned off a little bit.
No. I got your point, man. I was actually applying it and thinking about it, processing that information, because a lot of leaders, CEOs, managing directors, they have a problem. One of the key problems that I've been hearing was, how do we take my team along with me? Now, they will be doing pretty well as owners or founders or CEOs, but how do I bring my team along with me? That's the problem. That's where there's a big, massive disconnect. And when you were talking, I was noticing that that's the same thing that applies in a business context, where you have a leader's doing great work, gets awarded, and then what about the rest of the team? Which, by the way,
it's self-reliant, Sam. You become self-reliant on one person. What happens if that person gets injured? Well, I was thinking about it. This guy got 11-3 votes or whatever it was.
Huge.
It's massive. Like, if he didn't play, I reckon he's responsible for at least 60-70% of the games we won. That's too much. It's too much reliance. So for me, that's a sign to say, hey, where's your teammates? Why are they not picking up he'll do it.
It's
not good enough.
It's a team effort.
Yeah, well, that should show you that has not been a team effort.
Right.
Because good teams like really successful teams, they share the load. So you get that guy, he would have got 20 votes. Another one in the same team got 20. The other one got 16. They're all getting he was better this week. The other guy was better this week.
Right.
But Cripper was consistently the best player. Now you can be the best player, but between him and the second and the third, there was just miles off.
Yeah. Listen, it's a team effort. It's a team effort. That's all I gotta say. And same thing with looking at stocks. If you had a portfolio of stocks, you would never put all your investment into one stock, right? You'd kind of diversify. And I think when you look at in a team perspective or team context, I think you need the players, because if you had the players, you probably get a better result than you did this year, right?
What do you mean if you got the players? I think we do have the players, but I think there's too much self-reliance on one player. And
what
about
so good? Communication? I was referring to communication, Rash. If there's enough communication amongst the team, understanding where each is coming from, then I'm sure you'll have a better result, right? Because when you say self-reliance on just one person, it's like, okay, he's great. He's a great player, performs really well. What about his teammates? It's a team effort.
Isn't that a sign? Isn't that the sign? Although it's a great result
if they're looking
individually, but isn't that a sign to say to you, well, I think it's a different perspective, but just to say, well,
they're looking.
other teams
Listen,
need to pull
there's a bigger question they need to be asking themselves. Are they looking at something like this as a sign or not? Okay, that's the bigger question people should be asking. Are you looking at this as an indicator where you can seriously pivot and build something solid for the future, or are you just brushing it aside and said, well, that's the end of a season for us? That's the way it is. Like where's the turning point? There's a turning point.
He's got it, Sam, because he's talking about it. Like, a couple of things he said, we want to be good, not just a good team, we want to be a great team. So his language is good, right? And this chapter's still not written, and he talks highly about the culture and the love and et cetera, but there's a sign there that he needs more helpers. Anyway, on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up. It's been a quick show. I'm off to Sydney this week, so that's the reason why. You've been watching The Change Room. This is episode 30. Am I correct? Number 30? Or is it 29?
30.
Far out.
Crazy,
that's
man.
Good.
I'll see you next week.
Right.
See you next week.
I'll see you next week. Should we get Rocco on? I spoke to him. He's happy to jump on, yeah?
Yeah. We could do that. We can do that. Good. I'm ready for that. Okay.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys, for watching the show. You can catch us every week, Thursday nights here on The Change Room. We're on Spotify now. Please like, share, subscribe. It really helps our show. The more people that watch and share and put it out there, and if you get some good value out of our episodes, then please implore you guys to go out there and share it to people, because you might actually help people. Seriously, sometimes words, and I say sometimes is the key word here, that one thing that we might say in this episode might resonate with someone and help them make the change. And that would make us feel absolutely amazing. Would it not?
Well, that's what we're here for, right? So that's amazing. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Thank you. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Go Blues.
Blues.
We don't do it on time. Come on. 1, 2, 3.
You can't do it on time. It's impossible to do it on time.
Because you're in
Australia. Okay, try it.
No, but when I point like that, we say it. 1, 2, 3. Go Blues. Go. See, you're delayed, man. All right, we're out of here. Bye, guys. Till next time. Adios.